Hey, it's Ryan from the Gym on Base Show, and I want to give a huge shout out to my friends at Goat Fuel. They sent me some great swag and also sent a couple of cans. The first one being the tropical berry can with the great Jerry Rice on it, as well as the Babe Ruth can, the blueberry lemonade. So if you want to drink like a goat, go to goatfuel.com and see where you can pick up some cans nearest you. And they also make great collector's items. So goatfuel.com. Check them out. Welcome back to another episode of the Gym on Base Show. For today's very special guest, we have on a three-time NBA champion. He's also known as the Ironman. He's a member of the Showtime Lakers and is also behind his brand of cookies called NBA Ironman 45 Cookies. Please welcome the great AC Green. AC, it's great to have you on the show again.
Thanks. Appreciate that indeed, Ryan. Thanks.
What's going on in your world today? What are you up to?
Today, I actually was just at one of my clients' locations they actually utilize one of our products, and actually it's not the cookies in this particular case, is actually our Warrior beverages, which is our Warrior water. So we have alkaline water that is alkaline 9.5 pH. This happens to be utilized at one of the car dealerships around town, and so I just had to go by and just make sure everybody's doing well, everybody's still loving the water, and as some of the employees or for whatever the reason, they're happy to see me all the time. I guess maybe because it's sort of a little hot spell going on a little bit, so that does not probably hurt at all. But no, things are good. No complaints, and the cookies as well. The Ironman 45 cookies they're doing pretty well at this time too. So thank you for asking.
Yeah, excited to talk about that. And I thought it's pretty cool if you're flying in and out of the LA area. The cookies are also at LAX too, right?
Yeah, Ryan, they are. They're at LAX. I think, terminal. I know pretty much 5 of the 7 terminals, as well as the international terminal, have the cookies. They're at different. Hudson News is primarily the anchor and the main store that we have our relationships with there, but they also have some of the subsidiary names inside the airport that the stores that carry the Ironman 45 vegan cookies. And so it's great what I've learned practically, and even other people have shared with me, but it's great, especially going on a trip. Even my teammate that day, we had a chance to see Byron and CC Scott. And they stopped by the international store, and they were able to see and be able to acquire some of the cookies, Ironman 45 cookies, for their trip to the Philippines, which they went on not that long ago. So they were very happy they did, and it was well received too. They took some for some gifts also over there. So, but yeah, you go through LAX, definitely ask and see if they got the AC Green's Ironman 45 cookies for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I saw Byron's trip to the Philippines recently, and the other thing that's cool about the cookies is they're given out at some dental locations, right? So if you can get a cookie from the dentist, that's pretty good to be on the dentist's good side, right?
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right, and that's pretty remarkable and a testament to, as you said, just I think the quality, of the cookies, and that not only they're made right, but I think the content with your the gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. They have a lot of just the right type of ingredients that are meaningful to some people, more meaningful to others. But by and large, they're not made to hurt anybody for sure. And I think the dentists, number of dentists, almost over 30, almost 30 locations
Wow.
are utilizing it inside the dental world itself. And that's just expanding.
And I think you were giving them out too. That's where we met at the Byron Scott Fire Relief Golf Tournament a few months back. I put an episode out on that, and you were giving out the cookies to the golfers, right?
Yes, yes. I guess I like finding people, it looks like, I guess maybe that who are just in limbo. They're in a stretch where they can't get to a convenience store. They can't get to their neighborhood store. But they find themselves in the middle of being a little bit hungry, and there's not dinner or lunchtime, and they can't find a true meal. So they find that little substitute, that little hold me over. And there I am. I'm once again trying to fit the need, be that gap friend. And yeah, but it was great at the tournaments. We've utilized a lot of different support at different tournaments. We had a couple of private VIP receptions for some big banquets just the last couple of weeks ago, and we were the featured item at the banquet itself,
Mm.
in the gift bag, but also in the VIP reception. And I had great reviews there, which I'm happy. Not, by the way, it's three flavors. Okay, so there's chocolate chip, double chocolate chip, and snickerdoodle.
Mm.
And so I only mention that because the different comments that come back, I guess it depends whatever person's childhood favorites were, and that's where they like come back. Oh gosh, I love that double chocolate chip. More chocolate chip I get, the better. Or the snickerdoodle. I never knew I would like snickerdoodle, but my gosh, this is the best vegan cookie ever. So it's been pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to put a link in the bio so people can check it out, where they can pick them up. Is the best way Amazon, maybe? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, right now, I think the easiest way, hopefully you have an Amazon account or know someone that does in your family or near that's close by, because yes, you can just go right on Amazon and you can get that, as you know, any other day. You can get Amazon, if not same day, the next day,
Yeah.
but you can find it there, and that's pretty cool by itself.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll be sure to do that. And the cool thing too, you talk about these cookies, how they're healthy, they're vegan, they're good for you. When I saw the other day, I think you were kind of in a track suit, and I was like, man, he looks like he could still hit the court right now.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, look, health is not a choice. It's a decision that you
Mm.
make, and it's a commitment that you have to make for life. And so I never trained really for a season. I trained for life, and that's one of the things that me and some of my fellow colleagues, um, Byron actually being one of them. We constantly still want to keep that routine and of going to the gym, getting some exercise. We don't have to lift as much. We don't have to have the dumbbells clanging as we used to all the time. But we do want to get some repetition in. We want to get the heart moving a little bit. And so that's a commitment, and that's probably where the mentality of the Ironman was not only created, made, and born, but also perfected.
Well, one thing I thought's really cool about you is obviously we're talking about the cookies, but you have so many different businesses you've been a part of, car dealerships. You have lots of different products. I know you're a speaker and you're really big with like mentoring youth as well. So a lot of people think of Magic Johnson as being like a successful businessman from the Showtime Lakers, but a lot of your teammates, like yourself, have been successful in the business world after basketball, right?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And I think, Magic just has, once again, he inspired us as a teammate, and really helped motivate us as well as push us to be not just good, but don't accept good when you can actually achieve greatness. And we really focused and really concentrated on that. And that was something from a pure basketball standpoint, was we enjoyed, we had fun, we excelled at, but also in the business world. He's once again he's been a pioneer and an inspiration to all of us from that standpoint. And so, yes, a number of guys who are finding other career paths, passions that they've been doing. Michael Thompson, obviously, broadcasting, has been
Mm.
doing for decades and decades now. Michael Cooper has been a successful coach, NBA participating, but WNBA, multiple championships. Byron Scott, the same thing in the sense of high level coaching ability, experience, as well as getting into the private business sector and really making some good sound investments. Even though he wasn't part of the history of Showtime, but he was one of my teammates too, Shaq and Kobe.
Mm.
Same kind of thing. They were in their respective ways. Shaq has, as you can see here and witness, a number of different businesses after a career. And Kobe, the same kind of thing. He made some really good sound investments and was always just thinking about, okay, sustainability is going to be important because there's something more, and you want to be more than just in basketball or a basketball player. So yes, I'm excited about it. I mean, I love the Warrior Water, our energy drink that we talked about earlier. That is something that's been very fun to help build and create, and see that you can get a energy drink out there, sort of like a Celsius, Monsters, or Red Bull, but it has half the. It's probably doesn't have the crash. It doesn't have
Mm.
the jitters. It's better for your heart. So it's the little, once again, the little things that do matter, especially when you talk about someone's health, that I at least always try and put in the forefront of my mind if I want
Mm.
to create something, get behind something, push something. These are all that I have ownership in, and I just love doing them.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna put a link out there for the energy drink as well, and it makes me think too. Like, even though I'm a Warriors fan, I gotta say it must be the Laker way, right? Just going for greatness.
Yeah, it is. And I'm a Warriors fan too. I am. I have a beautiful, dearly beloved 89-year-old mom. And she just absolutely loves the Lakers and the Warriors. And so that's our now date night. Whenever the Warriors play or the Lakers play, the world shuts down around us and we get a chance to sit and watch. And she's a huge Steph Curry fan. So it's just great. So yeah, I love the Warriors. So I watched the tough game last night, but
Yeah.
somehow they pulled that off, and I was very grateful.
That was kind of a throwback game, wouldn't you say? I feel like I was watching the
Oh,
Pistons of old or something, man. Got some good physicalness in there.
it did, and the whole the playoffs this year has been like that. It's been they've been trying to let the players decide the games and the outcome of the games.
Mm,
The officials have been doing to me the best job they could and can, and just trying to make it balanced on how they're going to officiate the call. And that's one of the biggest things as a player. You have to learn in those first 3 minutes, 4 minutes of that first quarter how the officials are calling the game. Because once you get your mindset set to how they're the temperament, how they're going to conduct the game, then you can move and you can adjust accordingly. Because some's going to be tight, some's going to have that whistle just going crazy. Others going to seem like they just swallow the whole whistle, and you just got to figure out which one's which. How's it going to be going that night?
yeah. Well, it made me think. I don't know if you agree with this or not, but people always get on the refs for blowing the whistle too much, and then they let them play a little bit, and people get on 'em for that too. So you just can't win.
No, but I tell you what you can't do is you can't bring a whistle into the arena and start blowing it yourself. That's what you can't do as a fan. Okay, so however the officials are doing it on the court, let them do it, and we as fans now just have to adjust accordingly, just like the players, but don't try and get in and help them out. All right, that's the one thing I can honestly say because we've had enough of that already in this playoff season right now.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Warriors, really quick, you're obviously great at defense. Your last name's Green. So are you related to Draymond Green? Is it true that you're cousins or?
Long distance cousins. We keep missing each other at the family picnic, but Draymond and I know blood relations. No, but I've always been an admirer as well as supporter Dre's, and so he plays the game hard, passion, fire. Just I love everything about the young fella.
Well, before, you've made your life in LA now, right? But you're from Portland, Oregon. So, who were your favorite teams and players growing up?
Well, Michael Thompson was one of them because he was with the Blazers, for so long, and so he was one that I really enjoyed watching play. Of course, I would say Magic as I started really getting more into basketball. Kareem as I was coming up, Dr. J, those guys were some of the guys, and then I started just watching, more basketball as I got into college at Oregon State, and start saying, wow, these guys are fast, these guys are big, these guys are athletic, and then you start seeing guys, you go to the Olympic trials or
Mhm.
something of that nature, trying out for your country's team, and you start meeting some of your fellow colleagues, and you're like, wow, I'm used to seeing these guys on TV, and all of a sudden, and then you are, with the Michael Jordans and the Patrick Ewings of the world, and late Wayman Tisdales and things of that nature. So pretty awesome time, fun times, fun memories.
Well, I was curious, you obviously have the healthy cookies, but as you know, Voodoo Donuts is pretty legendary in Portland. So, did you ever go there back in the day, or?
I've been all around Voodoo Donuts, but I haven't been inside. But I sure have seen a lot of pink boxes all around Portland, all inside the Portland airport as I've been going back and forth home and abroad. And yes, that they've become legendary, and not a folk legend, but a real legendary place to go and visit. And I encourage any and everybody, hey, look, you got to probably try at least once, okay? Because you probably never had nothing like that before in your life.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been there a while ago, and yeah, it definitely will get you hooked.
Oh
Well,
gosh, yeah.
Well, I thought it was really cool your name. I noticed Byron would always call you Junior. I don't know if everyone calls you that, but you were named after your dad's mom and your dad's father, right? And that makes the initials AC. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's a folk legend, first of all.
Oh,
But Junior is Junior is because I was named after my dad. Okay,
mm,
everyone they have tried to put some kind of connotations in with the A and the C, but at the end of the day, I'm AC Green Jr. And so that's where Byron does, and all my guys. Uh, that name was given to me, and they reiterated that name when I got with our Laker team, and so and that's been the only name they've called me. I don't know if they even know my first name, tell you the truth, but it's all right now.
yeah. That's funny because there's certain people at my work that I'm like, I always call him by his last name or his nickname, and I always blank out on what their actual name is.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, I thought it was really cool too. I don't know if were you ever a big baseball fan? Because I think last season you and your Showtime teammates went to the Dodger game, and I think you threw out the first pitch, right?
Yeah, we did. It was great to go to the Dodger game. We have a great relationship, with the Dodgers as a Laker organization and our Laker family. But at the same time, obviously with Magic
Mm.
had been in one part of the ownership group, it only sort of entrenched us even more to them. But they're the Dodgers, and we're here in LA, so it's your beloved team that you're so used to, and so it was great being out there with some of the guys who just got a chance to hang out, not playing basketball, watching the Dodgers, eating Dodger dogs and nachos and stuff like that, as so many were in that room. And I said, okay, I'm going to balance it out. I'm bringing my cookies so you guys can have something at least borderline good, okay, to go with everything else that you guys are really consuming right now. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I'm curious. I heard you guys took like almost the full team, I think, went to Hawaii recently. So at this point in your life, how important was that to be able to spend time with everyone again? That must have been pretty awesome.
It was great. It was great because I think when you have a chance to befriend and develop a relationship with guys, and you work on a daily basis, and you are trying to just find ways to be successful at the things that you do, and then next thing you know, um, either you retire or trade, your injury, whatever it is, but the direct communication or the relationship, seeing each other every day, something changes. And so you don't necessarily get a chance to see each other all the time. And so once that trip to Maui was put together, and we start to find out, this was going to happen, when it was going to happen, we sort of knew, we didn't know exactly who I was going to be there, but to our surprise, we had it was just an outstanding turnout, and we had a lot of the greats that were there. And the greats really is really defined as people that were on your team that you really had a chance just to bond with and play with. And so you had some of you hadn't seen since those Showtime days and Showtime eras. Others, like the guys we've been talking about. They live in LA or around LA, so you have a chance to interact a little bit more, or you're at least on phone call communications, pretty much
Mm.
a number of them. So it was special, special, special time.
Yeah, it sounded like a great time. And, speaking of the relationships you formed during your career, but I'm always curious too when it comes to players in the NBA. What do you remember about draft night? Like the nerves or the excitement? What kind of sticks in your mind?
Um, I mean, it's just the anticipation of the draft itself. You have your ideas. You have people in your ear saying X, Y, Z. You got your own thoughts going through your mind, um, and then the moment of truth comes, where you're sort of just sitting there and you're wondering what's going to happen. And it was just a special special time and place to be there with your family, loved ones, and to actually hear your name called because someone believed in you and chose you and invited you to come and be a part of their family was just very, very special. And so it was cool, very, very cool. And shout out and congrats to all those that had experienced the draft itself, just this recent NBA draft or the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
And then, those who even went through free agency just to get invited and accepted to go and come out and try out, all the best to all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it kind of popped in my mind with the recent NFL draft. And it must have been pretty surreal. As you know, the Lakers had just won a championship. So it made me wonder, do you remember what it was like to walk into that locker room for the first time or the first time you got to meet everyone on that team?
Um, it was very nerve-wracking in a sense because we met the night before our first training camp. And so that's when I had a chance to meet everybody because it was a team event. And so having Dr. Bus, and then, Jerry West, and then, all the coaches, Coach Riley, and all the assistants, and then every player, in that Showtime era. Yeah, it was just very much a lot of anticipation. You were very excited about it. Um, and it was, one of those aha kind of moments as well, because most of those guys I hadn't seen outside of the Wheaties box I used to have on my in my apartment at Oregon State my senior year.
Yeah, it must have been surreal. And obviously, you have the longest streak in NBA history for consecutive games played. And since you're in LA, it just made me wonder, have you ever met the Ironman Robert Downey Jr.?
Um, no, technically I have not that I can recall, and I've definitely met a lot of people. But no, we never have crossed paths to my knowledge thus far. But I look forward to it. I'm sure I will, and it'd be sort of fun to get a chance to hook up with them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I was wondering as well, you mentioned going to Oregon State, right? So was that the dream school? And I noticed that through your whole NBA career and in college, that was your number, right? So what's the significance of 45 for you?
Um, it it was high school days forward. The number that I was just very lucky and blessed enough to have a chance to wear and represent. And so there wasn't any significant behind selecting 45 in high school because, they pretty much threw every jersey on the floor and said, find a jersey that fits. And pretty much I found one that fit and it was number 45. And I just didn't know it was going to fit me for the rest of my life. So it's been awesome. And I strongly, strongly love that number 4 and 5 to this day.
Awesome. And one thing I thought was really cool, as everyone knows, you got to come back to the Lakers at the end of your career. And at the golf tournament a few months back, I got to talk with Derek Fisher, and he mentioned how you're one of the OGs, like you're like an uncle to him. So, what's your relationship like with Derek Fisher and some of those great Lakers in that the 2000 era?
Yeah, I mean, D Fish is always he's been that little brother, a little nephew, and it's been really fun to sort of see and watch his growth and maturation after basketball, um, and really just going on because he and Kobe were teammates that were still there throughout for almost another decade. It seemed like closely, Robert Ory, another,
Mm.
and but it was just really really sort of cool, and so I've always enjoyed him. And every time we get together, I mean, it's like we just saw each other the day before. He's super special. And love he and his family. So it's been really neat.
Seems like he's got a good golf game as well.
Oh, he can play. He gets out there. He works at it like anything else with Derek. He's gonna work on it for sure.
Well, one teammate I wanted to mention too, the great John Sally. I was just wondering, was he kind of a good locker room guy, like keeping everyone loose? Seems like he'd have a good sense of humor.
Oh no, Big Sal was fun. He was great. He was fun to be around, and we always hit it off anyway, just because we sort of, I started before him, but we played against each other for so long, and he's always been, played the right way, played hard, made it, competitive, and it was actually refreshing to get a chance to play with him, because we always were competing against one another, and so. Uh, John was really and has been just a super cool dude and cool friend.
Nice. And I know he's kind of after his career, he's getting to the business where I think he's got maybe a drink or I think it's like a wellness product.
Yeah, and John has been into a number of different businesses because he has that mindset, and so he's a guy that's gonna continue to be successful because he keeps thinking of new and different ways to keep reinventing himself and getting behind and doing the right kind of things in general. And so, always props out to him because he's going to keep getting it done. and I hope he continue to have his acting career keep
Mm,
exploding like it has been too.
yeah. Well, it made me wonder, your Laker career, I'm sure you've thought about it. You've gotten to play for Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, you've played with Kobe and Shaq, all the Showtime Lakers. So it's kind of cool. You've gotten to play with some of the best Lakers of all time and even basketball players just in general, right? It's got to be kind of surreal.
Yeah, yeah, Ryan, it has been. It's been super, super cool, and I count my blessings every day, and so I'm really, really happy and cool when I just think back and reflect back, and when I see different guys or get an email or call or All-Star Weekend or re retired players event, whatever it might be, and I get a chance to run across some different guys. It's
Mm.
super cool, but thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate that as well. Again.
Yeah,
Appreciate you
yeah.
reaching out.
Well, AC, I got to say it's been great to catch up with you. Thanks for coming on, and I'll see you down the road.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Ryan. Appreciate your time.